It's Linda MacPhee's workshop. Here's Linda.
And that music gets you going every time. But, you know, we're talking about Christmas this time, and I love Christmas. It's one of the best times of the year because I get to make things for so many people, and it just goes on and on and on like that. Any of you that know me or on my Christmas list, you'll know what happens. But helping me with this whole Christmas thing is my cousin, Nancy Miller. It's great to have you here.
Thank you, Linda. And I can vouch for what you said. All your brothers and sisters want to get on Linda's list because she makes good stuff. And somehow the cousins haven't made it yet, but we'll work on it.
So, Nancy, you are genetically my sister, really, because
sort of.
Our mothers married two brothers. Our mothers were sisters.
Sisters, and they married brothers.
Married brothers,
yes,
so it's
right.
kind of neat. So
Yeah.
we have a whole interesting combination of...
Well, we do.
Cousins and sisters and brothers and whatever.
Connections.
So
yes.
Christmas, though, to me, is all about family. And,
yes.
and you have big get-togethers, and I mean, we're all hopefully involved in big get-togethers at Christmas.
Well, what we've done for quite a few years now, since I had grandchildren, is have an annual Christmas craft day. And they've actually now come to the stage where they, for a while,
when it is?
Yeah, for a while I thought they were getting a little less interested, but now they say, when is it going to be?
Oh,
so we have established a tradition, and actually, people say, oh, what do you do? And it must be really difficult and all that. And I say, no, the hardest part is saying it's going to be on Sunday, the whatever, and you come and we're going to do something. Mm-hmm. And as long as you set the date, people will start thinking about it, and they make the time, and they come. And, of course, by the same token, I have to start thinking about it. And have to have some projects in mind and practice up a bit. But it's always so much fun. It's good.
Well, I think so often people at Christmas time get so involved in all the go, and, you know, rush, that it's kind of nice to sort of sit back and just take a day. And
well, you see, this particular project, which has been a favorite through the years, is so good because everyone sits around a table.
Yes.
And somebody cuts out the snowman. Like this.
So
you know, it's the old-fashioned paper cutting thing.
So we fold up the paper, cut it, so there's your shape. And
then you've got a pile of stuff in the middle of the table of, sometimes we use Christmas cards to make the hats, sometimes, and we have, you know, various beads and yarn and pieces of fabric. It's good for sewers because they can use their leftover,
you can take all your stuff.
Yes, your stuff, right. And of course, the pom-poms. There's something about I have learned to always have pom-poms around. Because kids, the younger ones, take a look at these, and with a glue gun, they pretty soon have. So we've been through all kinds of projects. These are favorites. And
do they get to take them home then?
Oh, yeah. Oh, sure. So anybody in our family, you can tell they've been at one of these things because their windows have these going around. But this year we happen to have Jill with us. And Jill is my niece, and she's very good at making faces. So these ones turned out. I mean, I have now hundreds of them.
They're multiplying as
They're multiplying. Yes, I don't know what they're doing in that box. But you see, this is the same effect. And it's made out of that foam paper. And you see somebody cuts out the red part and somebody cuts out the black.
So the red part is a very simple shape.
And then somebody cuts out the beard and the mustache. And then it just keeps going around the table. So you're having this very friendly time as everyone cooperates. So these are also showing up in all my houses.
From the tree, or these could be.
Or I do them also like the snowmen. String them together underneath a
This brings me back to the Nissa that we used to have in our homes, and I'm sure you had. Because our fathers were Danish, and the Nissa were the little elves that sort of helped Santa Claus, and we used to have strings of them around the windows and around every place.
In fact, we were big at this string thing because we used to use Danish flags, too.
Yes, of course.
So this is part of our genes. You're right.
Yes,
it's genetic.
Okay,
I'm not sure that pom-poms are genetic, but there you are.
But they're part of the world.
Right.
This you said you got going on, and that's kind of a neat Christmas.
In the last few years, you can go to all these wonderful boutique stores, and they have Christmas trees, you know, this high, and they have them out of wire, and they have them out of tape, and I don't know what all.
Everything.
And they're expensive. So last year I thought, now listen, somebody with a box full of scraps
fabric could do
should
this.
be able to figure this out. Next year I'm going to make much higher because
Yes.
this one needs the star
It
fell
needs
off
a star.
somewhere.
Yeah, it needs a big
But
star.
you see, what I did was use fabrics from the various kids' weddings.
Oh,
Now, not bad,
nice.
eh?
So this is
See?
a cone.
This is just a plain old
and
foam
these
cone.
are all significant fabrics.
Yes, this was our son's wedding. I wore.
Yeah.
This was one at the summer wedding a couple of years ago, etc.
Yeah, yeah.
And
And then the
I
big
put it up
star.
high where nobody could really see the details.
Because there's not a lot of sewing on this. Is this what you're saying? You've gathered
I
them,
didn't
but
hammer or anything. But anyway, and put it up high. But get a proper star.
Sure.
Make a big one,
Yeah.
and it's quite effective.
gorgeous. Okay.
Yeah.
And then you said the one year you did vests.
We
right?
did vests.
Everybody
We
made their
did
own vests.
Everybody a vest.
Yes.
And we must have done, 10 or 12. And this was, I mean, Marla
Out of
is
fleece.
out of
and
fleece.
So there's no finishing.
No finishing.
Yeah.
And Marla, who's never ever sewn,
Yeah.
she was at the time 14, had to do a seam. I mean, imagine, girls don't know seams at that age
Incredible.
anymore.
Yeah.
But at least she did these.
Yes, yeah.
And had the concept of putting together of a garment,
And
as it were.
that's very exciting for somebody who's never done it, for
It
sure.
was great. And then from then on, it was
It was
glue.
glue. Yeah, yeah.
Felt
In fact,
and glue.
Nancy, I should have given you my one-piece pattern with no side seam.
I
That's
should
even
have
better.
had that.
Yes,
right.
yeah.
I didn't have it.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
anyway, and you see, these are all
Glued on.
Glued on.
Okay,
Yeah.
Nancy, we've got to
There.
get serious now
Okay.
because we
Gotta make
have
something?
we have this table runner.
Oh, wow.
And I think Christmas time is the time that everybody needs a table
Yes,
runner.
you do.
So
Yes.
you know my sister Elaine.
I do.
She says, Linda, make me a table runner, and I said, yeah, okay, I'll do that. And you know what happens is that you kind of put it on the back burner because you've got other things to do. So she finally phoned me one day and she said, well, I've made one. I don't know if it's any good. But anyway, when I saw it, I said, yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
it's beautiful.
So I'm making one like hers. So that's kind of neat. The non-sewer's getting this sewer
Sure.
to.
Yes.
So you
Okay.
cut out a bunch of squares. And you find a bunch of fabric, whatever fabric it is that
This
you
is
want.
back to the boxes of leftover fabric,
Yes,
right?
it is.
Yes,
It
yeah.
is.
Okay.
But use something
You have to
red
use
and
good
something
colors.
green
Yes.
and something gold maybe.
Right.
So you can kind of play together and you can sew 3 together.
Yeah.
Right sides together.
You
sew.
see, the kids could do this too.
Yes, they
This
could.
sewing.
They
This is
certainly
good.
could. Certainly
A
could.
good idea for a family
Yeah.
craft.
And if you had all
Yeah.
of these cut out, that would be,
Yes.
because I get a little scared with kids and rotary cutters and
Yeah,
stuff. But
right.
have all the squares cut out.
Well, there's the old scissors. You know.
That's true. There's
do that,
still the
too.
scissors. That's true. There you go. So
Okay.
here would be what we've done.
So we're doing 3. All right.
Yeah,
A
3.
layer of
Although
3.
it could be whatever.
It could be as wide as you like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I would just
Whoops.
say, I mean, don't make a pattern. This is
No.
looking like a pattern. So use one. Just play around a little bit. Put one
Right.
without one of those.
Yes.
And just
Okay.
kind of. So that's what you're going to do. Actually, if you noticed on this last one, I covered. So this is.
Cover the seam with braid.
I think Elaine may have done this because she wasn't sure whether everything was going to line up. But I think it's also very festive.
Oh, sure.
So there
Yeah,
you go.
it's nice.
Put the
Okay.
decorations on there.
All right.
Then
So we're just going to make this 3 wide here.
Yeah.
Okay.
So here's the next. We'll take those away
All right.
because we've done that.
Ah.
So you see, when you put braid on them, nothing really has to match in the corners. And I think
Right.
that's likely her thinking, but I think that's a good way to do it.
Of course. So okay.
Yeah, it's kind
So
of a mess on the back, so we
No.
don't really worry about the back. So,
all right, but at least you have covered the end of the braid.
Yes.
In
yes,
the seam.
Yes.
Yes.
So
Okay.
then we took it one step further. So here is what we decided to do. And this is every once in a while put a big piece of braid, and it doesn't really have to be, it could be where you've kind of messed up a little bit, or it could be
yes.
even, it doesn't have to be even. And this is the beautiful wide braid that we found, and we thought, now that is
Lovely.
rather
Yes,
perfect.
right.
So, I mean, you can see this could have been shorter, it could have been a placemat too, or you
Yep.
can make placemats to go, oh dear.
Placemats another year.
Wouldn't that
That's
be-
a good
yeah,
idea. Yeah,
yeah.
I'll have to remember that.
So then I think she got to the stage because she asked me for some plain fabric because at the back of this would be an awful mess. So I said, well, how about cassia satin?
Yes.
And
yes.
this is cassia satin. It's the flannel on one side, satin on the other.
And the flannel holds it down so it's
Kind of
not
holds
slipping
it down.
around.
It's
right.
a lining fabric, but
Yeah.
it's just a beautiful fabric that
Yeah.
comes in great colors.
Yes.
So I would say the next thing is to stitch it around
Yeah.
the outside edge, covering up all your mess.
Yep.
So there we go. This is
Right.
only used once a year, really. So it's
Oh, you
it doesn't-
could.
Well, yes, actually it is quite beautiful.
Yes, it is.
It is.
Yeah.
So then I took this braid, and this is what she did, is just took this braid and fold it in half,
Right.
and then it sandwiches over the edge.
Covers up
So-
all sorts of things.
Yes. So if you look at this, I said, well, now how are we going to go around on this? And actually, if you take a look at this, all she did was turn the corner and top stitch it down.
So she didn't cut off
fuss
and miter and all
no.
that.
They're
Well,
not
it's fine.
perfect, but
It's
they are
fine.
very fine. So I thought,
Well
why
done.
don't we do
Well
that?
done,
Yeah.
yes.
So you finish it off that way. The bonus of this happens to be
The back.
that it's reversible.
Quite lovely.
So you could wear it.
Yes.
You could wear it. Here we go. You could wear it. You could use it that way, or you could use it
Well,
this way.
that'll be next year because there's several sewing things in there that
Yes,
the darlings
get a
could
bunch
learn.
of fabrics,
Yes.
get a bunch of trims, and put some finishing around the edge, and then we're talking done.
We're talking done. And Rory could always put his pom-pom on it.
Okay, that's it. Anyway,
No.
we've got much more things. You didn't even comment on my outfit.
Oh, sorry. Oh, well, how could I miss it?
How could you miss it? I am the Christmas tree.
This is specially made for Linda.
Yes, this is by Christmas. This is brand new for this year.
Oh.
It's free motion with all kinds of wild Christmas fabrics, sort of the same fabrics. I could match my runner.
What do you mean free motion?
Well, that means you take your sewing machine, put the tension, take the feed dogs off, put your darning foot on, and then stitch wildly all over this stuff and make it become a one fabric.
Okay.
Yeah, so you can use anything. All of these trims that you've used,
Yes.
you use on your jacket. And then we've put a few little jewels on. We're going to show you that during this series, so you'll
Let
see.
me see the back.
The back
Oh,
is.
gorgeous. Oh, it is nice.
Okay, and of course, yours not too bad either.
This has been around, I think, for a while.
Yes,
I have seen it
yes,
before.
I've worn that for Christmas.
But it's never been on me before, so
Exactly,
I'm very
so
pleased.
there you
Thank
go. Okay, so we've got to take a break. But when we come back, we've got Ella here, my granddaughter, and she's going to show you some wonderful things. So don't go away. We're back with my granddaughter, Ella. And Ella, we have Lulu. Do you want to try riding Lulu? You like Lulu, don't you? You're not sure about all these guys and those cameras, though. So really, should Bestamore do it? Should I ride? Okay, here we go. Let's galloping off. Yeah, you can do it. You can do it. Here you go. You gallop off. You take it off, and you go and see Daddy over there, okay? That's great. You did a good job. So don't you think every child needs a Lulu?
You are the bravest woman in the world to deal with a 2-year-old and her horse, but she did wonderful.
She did well.
Yes,
she did well.
Right. And here is another version
Here's
of
another version
of your horse.
Yes. This actually horse got a little bit of a kink in it because horses don't go well in cars.
Oh, okay.
That was the problem. I think it got stuffed into
right.
a car. And you
Okay,
shouldn't
I
ever
understand.
try to put your
Right.
horse
No,
in a
you
car.
shouldn't. No. Okay.
All right. So, do you think you've got people? Everybody's got a child somewhere that could deal with a.
And this one is so much prettier than the ones that it's got so
think-
much more character
I
to
think
it
so,
than the
because-
ones that you can buy. So of course we should know how to do it, Linda.
Exactly.
So let's
and
do
it's
it.
not rocket science.
Oh, good.
This is
No, I
this is
guess
actually
not.
the tube from fabric. So
okay.
you know, like
You
that's
have
inside,
these.
yes, and I give
Uh-huh.
them away to
You
people.
give them away. All right,
But there
fine.
are other places that have fabrics. There's
Okay.
lots of places that have fabrics, and they have tubes like this.
Okay.
So it's a good sturdy tube.
Yes.
So you would paint that black.
It's not a toilet paper tube.
No, it has to be a little
fine.
sturdier than
Okay,
that.
gotcha.
They got it right.
All right, so we'll do that.
And you need some fabric for the head, and I
Okay.
think the good fabric is fleece. So
Fleece,
it
yeah.
could be anything. It really could be. You know, people used to make these out of little socks. and
Perfect
stuff.
color, though. Oh,
It is.
socks. That's
Yeah,
true.
yeah,
I
you
remember
could-
that now.
Yeah, you can do that.
Yeah.
And you need some ears. You need some contrast fabric, and so I sort of use
okay.
polka dot or striped or something like
this
that.
one has the polka dots.
Yeah,
that has
yeah,
the stripes.
Yeah,
Okay.
so something like that.
Yeah.
So we kind of drew up a bit of a pattern. I mean, is there any?
How hard is it? Anyhow, there's a horse.
It's
That's
sort of
fine.
a horse. I
Yes.
mean,
Okay.
Are there any two horses alike? I'm not sure.
I
that
don't
there's. I don't think we need to fuss too much about
No.
that. So,
Okay.
and an ear. I mean, it's
Yes.
very significant that horse has an ear. So we cut 2 pieces out of the fleece, and you could stitch or put your ears and such on now, but I sort of think it's just glue guns are
Glue's-
wonderful
glue's
things.
okay,
Yeah,
fine.
yeah. And
All right.
I think this will work out beautifully. So we're going to sew. Actually, this is where the rod is going to go up there. So we're going to just
start part way.
yeah, you see, no,
an
this
inch and a
this is the bottom.
Oh, this
So-
is the bottom. Oh,
so
of
if
course,
you
where
look
the
at
rod
this,
goes.
this is the way that goes.
Yeah. Okay, gotcha.
So we're going to leave that
Sure.
space there for that rod to go up
Yes.
in, and that goes right to the top, so
Okay.
it gives good body. So let's stitch around there, stitch around there, stitch around there, curve that corner, and down there. So you're just leaving
Just
one
that
space.
much space.
And
okay.
then flip it. So
All right.
flip it. And then you might as well stuff it. And this is where you can kind of, figure out what your horse looks like,
You make a form, eh?
how
All
fat
right.
it is and what it's going to do.
Okay.
We could put the ears on at this stage, and the ears would sit sort of in there. Actually, you might even want to put the eyes on and such first.
Just to get your balance,
Yeah,
eh?
yeah.
Okay.
So the eyes, if you look at our eyes, I had to kind of guess a little bit on the horses because I don't have a lot to go by. So I
Could I have a cross-eyed horse?
Yes, you could have a cross-eyed horse.
Okay.
But I do know that horses and eyelashes are big.
Oh, yes. That
So
would be
I
fun.
sort of
Yes.
cut a round piece like this.
Here's
And then-
his.
And what I've used for this is either felt or Melton cloth. Melton is like a felt that doesn't fray, but it's also sturdier.
Yeah. Okay.
So if I put this, you see, and then
that's too lovely.
and there's our
right.
here we show our viewers. There is our eyelash. So this we'll just put a little bit of glue on, a little bit of glue on there.
You can curl it, lady.
Yes, you can do that. And let me see, I had to put a nose, so
Yeah.
I said, well, okay, a nostril. And it was a little difficult getting the nostril at the same spot, but just kind of look at it and kind of see.
How many people stop and say your nose
Is not quite
crooked?
there.
Right. Okay. All right.
So we would
So
then
we've got
put
that.
let's put our tube up in here. Shall we do this? Because
Okay.
this is, and stuff it so that you leave some space for this tube to go up.
Whoops.
If we didn't
This is
even
going
leave.
to be a
This
little
is going to be tight.
tight.
All right, and I can pull that around.
I think we get the picture, Linda.
Well, that's true. Oh, we did
there
it.
we go.
There we did.
Okay.
Okay, now the tube
Oh, and
is
that
up.
forms the
Yeah, it kind of gives you a space to
foundation.
put all
Yeah,
this other
okay.
stuff on. Because
All right.
then, once I've got the eye on, and we'll put you down again, have a little
All right.
rest, then I thought, well, then that's where the ear goes.
Okay.
So you can put a little bit of glue right on there, flip it over, and then we'll kind of cover it with a bunch of this stuff anyway, because
All right.
the ear kind of
across
gets
the
buried in there, and that's
all
really
right.
why you
so
put all
do you
this stuff.
put this on before you put the fringe?
No, I put the fringe on.
Fringe last?
Actually, this is what I just took some pieces. If you take
Yeah.
that, I just took some pieces. You might not have tried this, but this is really fun.
I don't even have one of those.
No, but everybody that's in this generation now has electric scissors, but that's okay.
All right.
You could use this. You can do,
That kind of
yeah,
thing.
yeah.
All right.
So you make a bunch of fringe, and I decided that we would glue one on that side, and then glue one on this side, and just have a bunch of fringe. But then I had this dilemma.
Uh-huh.
And I thought, well, okay, I could have made that one piece, but I thought, well, why don't we just take some fun fur
Sure.
and just kind of put that right down the whole thing, and this kind of comes down on the forehead, because it seems to me horses could have a little bit of bang or something like that.
Oh, that was fine.
Yeah, and so then you glue all that on. I just got a piece of braid to use for the reins, and I did put a little bit at the bottom because I thought, well, maybe this is going to get a lot of use. Hopefully it is. And Ella was just delighted.
And you sprayed this?
Sprayed that with black.
Cool.
So
It's
I
great.
think hobby horses. I mean, they're old, but I think our children need
Kids
more hobby
still
horses.
like them.
Yeah,
Yes, that's
yeah.
great.
So we can go ahead and make those.
All right. We will.
All right. So I hope you got inspired on hobby horses, and you can easily do one. But we've got a bunch more things to make, so don't go away. Okay, we've got Ella in her brand new Christmas apron. Doesn't that look pretty? And you can make cookies, and you can help Grandma. Bestamore, I'm Bestamore. You can help me do all kinds of things. And here's your horse. Do you want to look at your horse again because he matches? But this year, and Jill's got, this year we decided that Ella had to have a dancing doll. And you see, there's your dancing doll, but you could put this on. No, but maybe on the back. You kind of like her on the back. There you go. And you can give her a little ride. Okay, see if you can ride. There she goes. Okay, well, thank you so much. This is great. Okay, thank you. See you later. See you later. Bye-bye.
So, in fact, that doll fits around her feet.
And around her arms, and it's a dancing doll. So, yes.
Sometimes that's the only thing that us girls get to dance with.
And if you don't get a partner, make one.
It's a great idea.
Yes.
Yeah, anyway.
But the aprons, you've got one of my aprons
I love
on, too.
the aprons.
And they are, I mean, Christmas time is all about putting an apron over your fancy clothes.
This is, I think, the next project. I've got projects for 2 years now.
Good,
because,
good.
You see, most of this is not sewing.
No. It's very simple sewing.
Right.
I think the thing about the aprons too, especially on Jill, you saw how nice and long it is.
Yeah.
And I think that's good because it covers up most. You don't even
Right.
have to worry. Well, you don't have to really worry what you got on. I shouldn't say that underneath. No.
But and the mousse is very
the
Christmassy.
mousse is very Christmassy, but I did stars on some of them.
Yes.
I did this sort of little elves or whatever.
Just the hats and so on.
So that's the key, really. Decide on your shape. Put your fusible behind it.
You called him a jailbird. In fact, it looks like underwear.
Yes, it could be. Yes,
old long
could be,
underwear.
yeah,
Anyway,
yeah.
so you put your
So you
fusible
put
on the back.
fusible on, pull that off.
Right.
And iron that all down.
Right.
Turn under your pockets. Cut out your shape of your apron. And actually,
this
we've
is
made
the basic shape.
Yeah, we've made a pattern for
right.
this if anybody needs the
Sure.
pattern too,
Yeah.
but it's just a long basic shape.
With a pocket.
And I searched around the outside edge. I was in a production mode on these. You can see I just made them for everybody that I knew except for you. But
Well, I'm walking out with this
yes,
one.
exactly. So what I do first is that I hem this curved edge.
Okay.
And sometimes people put the braid around there, but then you got to, so I think it's easier to just hem
Sometimes
it.
people leave the serging, but never mind.
That's
I
true,
won't mention
that's
that.
true.
Okay.
And this is your pocket, so put that on there. This pocket is going to go on there, turned under, and put it right up fairly, and it's a very
Close to
functional
the top.
pocket. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
So that's
Perfect.
that one.
All right.
Then we've got that on there, stitch down around that. Then the top has been hemmed, so that's
Okay.
easy, so you don't have to worry about that.
Right.
And the sides can be turned under, but while you turn them under, put your strap on. And, I mean, there's controversy on this. You could take this strap and hem both sides of it, but to me it's a lot quicker to just sew it right sides together. Tube turner is what you need. I don't have one right here, but tube turner is a neat rig.
I was afraid I was going to have to do this
that.
by hand for you.
Yeah.
No, okay.
So you'd rather hem them than do that.
Oh, I would.
Yeah.
Yes, right.
So that goes into the seam here once that's turned. We probably even have one turned over here. So here's one that's turned, and that just stitches in along as you're stitching that side seam.
Perfect.
And then put the same thing at the top. And I actually figured out how long I wanted that by putting it on me. I wasn't sure on Ella, so I actually made it in two pieces because then she could grow with it and they could tie it wherever.
Right.
So find yourself some fabric and some contrast fabric, and that's
a
it.
Christmas apron.
Christmas apron, and that's. So then let's make the doll.
Here is the doll. This is what she was dancing with.
Yes,
right?
that's the one. So I sort of just said, okay, how tall is Ella? And however tall she is, that's how tall I made the doll.
Okay.
So, and it's kind of just a shape. It's sort of, well, it could be reminiscent of Humpty Dumpty.
It does look like Humpty Dumpty.
Straight.
And I hear the legs are thin, so it's not too heavy.
Yes,
Yeah,
so this is the body, and this is the legs, and these legs can
Long
be shorter
legs,
or longer
right,
or whatever.
yeah, right.
So here's what we did. We sewed a contrast so that there's a bit of a face or a head. We actually put contrast the body,
Oh, right.
and then straight up and down, but it doesn't really matter, whichever. So then you're going to put these right sides together, stitch around, figure out where you want to turn it,
Yep.
and stuff it.
And stuff it. Okay.
And then once it's stuffed, we
stuffed.
have this. Oh, we forgot to put the arms in. The arms have to go in that seam.
Uh-oh.
Make
Okay.
your arms first.
We'll do it.
Stuff them. They go into that seam.
Into the seam before you do them.
And if you want to put
all
your
the way
elastic
around.
in them right now, it's
Oh.
just a loop of elastic. The child's hands go through that.
Good idea. Okay.
Then we
Hands
thought,
and
well,
feet.
you know, a belt would be good. So just cut out a belt and glue on a belt. Here's some eyes. And again, eyes have such expression. You know, really the eyes
I'm
are
always tempted. I always want to make them
cross-eyed. Okay, it could be cross-eyed because all this guy does is dance. He doesn't do anything else.
And that makes you cross-eyed. There you
That's
are.
true.
And the
I
nose.
made a little nose, sort of
Okay.
stitched around, stuffed it. And again, that's going to just glue on.
Yeah.
And then a mouth.
Okay.
And here we go. It could be a
And
smiley
I'll hold your
mouth.
nose
Yeah,
while you
and
get the
there's
cheeks.
The cheeks. Here we go. And the cheeks come over here and here. And then hair. And I thought, what could be better than some nice purple hair? And so you put this all
Everybody
around.
ought to have purple hair.
And then by the time you
There
get
it is.
there, you go.
Oh,
So
she.
there's really no sex to this thing. I think
okay.
we're just sort of
All
saying this. And I think Ella calls her Fred, or I'm not sure whether it's a
Fred,
she
fine.
or he or whatever.
It's
but
a wonderful
I just
idea.
put a bunch of this stuff and glue. Glue guns are a marvelous
there.
invention.
Right.
So there's the
There you
finished
are.
one. And then there's our table runner. There's our hobby horse. There's just a whole bunch of
All
good
the
stuff.
aprons.
All
Yep.
the aprons. We've had a great day, Nancy.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to you. This is good. And that's what families should be together at Christmas. And you should be doing this. So I am out of time. Time flies when you're having fun.
Yes.
See you next time, and we'll have fun all over again.
To receive the companion book for this series, send $19.98 to the address on your screen or call 1-888-MacPhee.